Greetings, 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 my shiny crystals. I told you all, I said 10 o'clock, 15 minutes, whatever, but of course, I had to do some things. I had to do some mommying, right? So I just wanted to make sure my son was straight before I went live. Uh, I'm trying to put some stuff on my lips. Okay. I don't want no ashy lips. Anyway, good morning, good morning. How you doing, Amelia? I see you. Greetings, greetings, and welcome to the Crystal Palace. And here is where you come in and make sure you guys should take your shoes off and leave your worries behind. As Michael Jackson told y'all, put your 9 to 5 on your shelf. And I know some of y'all are at work possibly, but anyway, don't let them bosses stress y'all out because I know how they get. Okay, I already know. I worked in corporate before. I worked in corporate half of my life, right? And I am retired, so to speak, not officially, but I am retired, meaning I'm working as a stay-at-home mom, and I'm focusing on that and my businesses. So YouTube is a new business venture for me. So um, I definitely want to talk to you all about Peach, but I also want to talk to y'all about YouTube and whatever is on my mind. Because again, if y'all go back and read anything that I basically talk about what the heck I want to talk about, right? So definitely bear witness to that and definitely understand where I'm coming from on that, right? So what I'm trying to do right now, I'm taking down my hair. I didn't even know this was anyway, I'm taking down my hair. So let's talk about it. So last time we were chatting, how you doing, Trice? The last time we were chatting, I did I did mention that we were going to talk about Peach. Okay, I said we're going to talk about Peach's comments, and I kind of want to finish that up. But I am going to change the show title, just not right now. In a second. So we want to go here and go to Peach. Oh, she only got 1 minute. I'm not doing no. I don't feel like that. Let's see. Real life with Peach. Okay. I don't mind watching matching energy this season. Okay. All right. So let me do what I need to do. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take it from my phone because right here, let's see. Boom. Recordings, camera, general. Let me see. Guest. Okay. So they'll let me do guest, but they won't let me share. That's really weird. That's really strange. I'm paying for it. Why can't I do it on my laptop? Okay, whatever. Anywho, let me cut my fan on. Shoot, this is ridiculous. Okay, so what I do is I'm gonna take my phone and I'm gonna basically read the comments. We're gonna run through the comments. Um, Give me a second here. All right, gotta put my fan on. So hopefully, if y'all hear that, I got my fan on my desk. I had to sit upstairs because my son may need my help so that he don't have to run upstairs. So I'm here because he's doing homework right now. Anywho, let's read some of these comments. Let's go through these comments. Well, before we get started, because I'm waiting on everybody to get in here. Before we get started, I don't know if y'all have been watching these Carlos King interviews. They're pretty interesting. So today, I watched the Carlos King interview with Lil Scrappy, and I didn't even know he interviewed Lil Scrappy. But I seen the Lil Scrappy, the rapper, right? So of course I watched Love and Hip Hop in New York for a few seasons, a couple of seasons on and off, right? And then I did watch Atlanta, right, on and off. And I watched Atlanta. So I watched I watched Love and Hip Hop in Atlanta on and off. Miami, not so much. Um, so I watched on and off, and boy. In Miami, I did not watch it all because it sucked. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. It pretty much sucked. And I was not gonna watch it. But again, majority of these folks here on Love and Hip Hop did become household names, right? And what I like about I'm on my iPad. I can take my iPad with me, so I have to make my son his lunch. So give me a second here. I'm taking my hair done, and then we're gonna go downstairs and make his lunch real quick because he just came in here. Anywho, and I can take you guys with me. I don't have to run and go and do that. So that's the only thing that's convenient for this. Anywho, so it became a household name pretty much. You know, a lot of the folks on there. We know Scrappy from rap, from some of his songs, and I did listen to Atlanta crunk music because I mean that was popping in the clubs when I would go out to the clubs and hang out and do my thing, and I would listen to it only as clubs, but when I was at home, not so much. You know what I mean? Not so much. I'm an old school music. I listen to old school rap more so, and I listen to different type of genres. Opera. I listen to opera, y'all. I listen to Frank Sinatra. I listen to all kind of stuff, right? Uh, y'all catch me. I'll be listening to some Diana Ross. All of Motown, anything from the '60s, anything from the '70s, from country all the way down to R&B and rock and heavy metal music and even punk rock. Yes, y'all, I do. So very diverse in that regard when it comes to music. Now, lifestyle depends on what era. Anywho, so I was listening to the interview. I thought it was a pretty good interview. I did listen to the Nene Leakes interview. I saw that interview. I didn't listen to Kenya because I don't know. I couldn't really. I don't know. I don't really. I know a lot of people like Kenya. Uh, I like the fact that she's an actress. I like the fact that she's a beautiful black woman. I love that about her. I love that. You know, she's definitely nice to look at, right? And then the fact that she was Miss America, right? Well, she was Miss USA. I think she was Miss America. And then she was one. She wasn't the first one, but she was definitely, uh, definitely will be highlighted and appreciated. And I love that. So I do want to be honest with you and give her flowers now, right? I don't want to wait till she passes away and then be like, oh yeah, I appreciate her, right? Not saying she's gonna pass away, but I like to give people flowers now. I like to honor people and love people now, right? So that's what I loved about her, okay? And then the fact that she did a lot of acting, a lot of directing, and she has a lot of she also starred in a lot of rap videos. Um, she was always the girlfriend in the rap video. She was even in a Tupac video, y'all. So I did appreciate that. Same thing for Lisa Ray. I appreciated her acting. I appreciated watching her in those B movie B movies, and I would like to see her on a main, big movie. I would like to see Kenya Moore in a big movie. I would like to see her really acting chops to get out there. Just like we see Kim Fields, right? Kim Fields been a child actress. She's been acting for a long time, and then think about it. She definitely have the acting chops. It's in her bloodline, right? Because of her mother, right? Chips Fields, okay? So, however, the housewives definitely made me look at Kenya Moore a little bit differently, right? Good morning or good afternoon to you. Well, getting ready to be afternoon here, but good morning to you nevertheless. Crystals, shining, shining, shining. Welcome to the Crystal Palace. Okay, now, uh, so I did like that. I did like the fact that, hopefully this fan. Let me cut this fan down. I think it's probably too loud, but it's hot over here by this window, so I gotta have something. Okay. So it's a little desk fan. Shit, that's too high. Okay, there we go. That's better. So anywho, so I definitely did. I just her being on Housewives. Sometimes a lot of times these reality shows do bring out the worst in people, right? So we did get to know a little Scrappy, and most of all, we got to know his daughter's mom, his first daughter's mom, which was Erica Dixon, and most of us fell in love with Erica Dixon because she did come across like a girl next door. Very beautiful, very natural. Very. How you doing, Erica? How you doing? Tell them to hit the like. They ain't hear you. Uh, so we did enjoy that, right? We enjoyed looking at Erica Dixon and watching her and Scrappy go through the triumphs, alleged triumphs that they showed on the show. Because we know reality TV is not really reality TV. Only thing that was more reality TV was Peter Gunn's having black feet on Love and Hip Hop New York, right? Um, yeah, you were watching, right? So they were um anyway, in the interview, I had a couple of things that I want to talk about. We certainly are going to talk about Peach, okay? We certainly going to talk about Peach. Now, couple of things I thought in the interview was a standout for me. One of the things I realized, and this is something that me and my husband talk about because we are very intellectual around here. We're very intellectually astute, and we pretty much have really good conversation, meeting of the minds. And one thing that I figured out in dealing with my husband, which I've always thought my whole entire life, but it just he reaffirms it for me, is that men and women are from Venus and men are from Mars, and I mean that with every body of my being, okay? Because men just think differently. I'm better, babe. Thanks for the prayers. Oh, you not feeling well? I'm sorry you wasn't feeling well. Well, I hope you are. Good job. I'm glad you're feeling well. Get you some herbs, um, lemons. It takes some lemons. Um, so what I noticed is that again, men think totally different. Like we see oranges, men see grapes, right? And men are more sensitive than what they come off to. You know, a lot of times we think as women that men don't have feelings, and they actually do. And sometimes a man could be way more sensitive than we are. And in our culture, in all of our cultures, even in whether you're the melanated culture, for some reason our mothers make us, and that's due to slavery and different things like that. um in our cultures, I have noticed that, due to the so-called pamphlet of the Willie Lynchism. Yeah, I'm getting ready to talk. I'm getting ready to teach a little bit, just a little bit. I'm gonna teach and I'm gonna get to the mess. But just bear with me. Please bear with me. Just bear with me for a second. And so, due to our culture, we have been taught as women to be stronger, right? How you doing, Darla? And due to that, it a lot of times it strangles our men in a lot of cases, and then our men are taught to be weak in some cases, right? And so we have to uh you know mommify a lot of our men, right? And this is the thing that I really looked at into when Scrappy was getting interviewed, and I realized, well, not only did I realize, like, well, it just reaffirmed that I felt that men are definitely more sensitive than he's more sensitive than he lets on. Number one. Number two is that men and women think differently, totally think differently. And that can be a scary thing, and that could be a good thing, because if we were the same opposites, we would coexist, right? And sometimes, a lot of times, in a lot of roles, what happens is also because of culture of generational curses, is that the man is not allowed to be a man because of the way the women was raised, and for good reason at times, right? Because we want our daughters to know how to change tires. We want our daughters to be able to defend themselves if something happens, or to be able to make it and let them know, hey, you don't have to be in abusive situations, and to be strong in a sense. So it's not a bad thing on a certain level, but then it's not a good thing on a certain level. It just depends what you're dealing with, right? If you meet a great person that is a total package of man, a stand-up guy who takes care of his family, he may want you to, he say, hey, you can work, but I'm gonna pay the bills. And if you the type of person like, no, I want to help, then you're enabling him, and then he gets to the point where he's just like, well, I'm just gonna sit down, right? So of course there is a game to it. There is a game to it. Understand this game, right? So in looking at Scrappy, I'm just kind of listening to the interview. First of all, I damn near had to have a bouncing ball to understand because he does speak. His dialect is straight Atlanta, and sometimes I don't understand the Atlantic language. And don't get it twisted, I got my own dialect. I'm from St. Louis, right? And I live in Kentucky, and that two together has two different cultures. First of all, it's two different cultures, and it's two different sets of language. And plus, my parents were from Mississippi, so I'm country too. And I spent all of my summers in Mississippi with my grandmother, who is extremely country. Oh my God, Mississippi. Think about that. So I got all these mixtures going on, so I get it. So we all have a different way that we speak. That's why when I pronunciate words, she's like, "What the hell did you just say?" And I'm like, "Girl, I said such and such." Like, "Oh, girl, finger. What is a finger?" That's how I say finger. You know what I'm saying? Or I say her. Look at her. You know, I'm from St. Louis, okay? So I got all this going on, right? So I had to damn near have a bouncing ball and looking at Scrappy talk. But nevertheless, I got through it, right? So a couple of things that really highlighted and or intrigued me was to really understand his dynamics. And one of the things that I did, and I wanted to definitely talk about this, one of the things that I did notice was that his sensitivity. I noticed that he was really sensitive in the way that he looked at things, and the way that a lot of times we as women, we tell a man, express yourself, talk to me, baby. I want to know how you feel. But then when a man does that, we're like, why are you so sensitive? You acting like a woman. But you just ask that man to express himself, right? And then I also noticed that men can be tit for tat. Dude, I found that Lil Scrappy was definitely tit for tat. He did discuss the Diamond situation, you know, the rapper Diamond, when they were together, and she basically played him for Soldier Boy and kind of lied about it, right? According to him, allegedly. So that's one of the things that I found interesting. And then when he talked about Erica Dixon, now this is the big thing. Now he did not really want to admit, and I basically saw through it because you know we can call. I'm a Taurus, so we can call it the way it is. Call it bull, right? So I saw through his bull. First of all, the whole time he had been with Erica, he had been with Bambi at one. He had been with Bambi throughout, and he also had been with Diamond throughout. You know, on and off, you know, at the end of the day, and on and off with Erica. So he's always juggled these. Oh, and Shay, even Shay, he didn't really talk about her as much, but he make a mention of her. And all these women he has juggled and he has had at different points in his life throughout this relationship. So how would he expect? And the bottom line is he has an issue with being by himself. I peeped that. He cannot be by himself, and a lot of people cannot. It's not just women. And a lot of times people think that a man won't trap you with a baby, but men will trap you with a baby too to get you to stay. Okay, so please understand that a man will cuff you just like a woman will. Okay, so that's a whole stereotype. I remember this young lady that I know of. She was dealing with this guy, and he basically he was supposed to be using a condom, and he poked a hole in the condom and got her pregnant. And now she has to deal with this fool for the rest of her life. Okay. So I'm just saying to just be careful of that and be mindful and understand. And you know, now men have gotten, and this is not a situation of bash men because y'all know I am family. I'm not necessarily a feminist, but I am family oriented. I really am family oriented. And however, I do believe in calling people out. I don't just call the man out, I'm going to call the woman out too. So I see it down the line, right? Um, I also, this is just try to keep going back and forth on. And also, what I also noticed is during this interview, he stated that Bam used to call him a narc all the time, and he's like, well, he didn't know what a narc was, so he's looked it up, and he's like, no, you're describing you, right? And one of the things that I noticed is that he did not take the time to really get to know her. Like he said, he had been sleeping next to her for a solid 10 years. And during that 10-year period, he did not know her age. Now, how do you not know somebody's age that you marry? you gotta be the most. You got something got to be wrong with you that you don't see these warning signs. He said he did not know who she was. He did not know that she had certain surgeries. He didn't know any a certain amount of things. I'm like, are you pulling my leg? According to him. Then he said that he felt that people were telling him that Bambi was basically jealous of him. He felt like she wasn't really supportive toward his concerts. And he felt like when he went on the screen tour, before he got the screen tour, she said, well, you acting brand new now that you on the yeah, she had a fake ID. Oh wow. He said after she went on the after he when he got selected to go on the screen tour, he basically she told him, well, I see how brand new some this is not a quote, but I see how brand new you acting. Not you got selected to go on the spring tour. I wonder what it would be like if you was really popping like a brand new tour. Dang, that's like a slap in the face for your woman to tell you that you going on this scream tour, right? And to knock you. I was like, wow. So she told him that. I'm sure he might have said something that may have triggered her or whatever. I don't know because this is his side of the story. So, and then he said that at first, when they first got together, that they were hanging out, and when he would do concerts or show at the little small clubs, she'll always be there. But then when she got to then when she no, she wouldn't be. Well, when they first during the first parts of her relationship, but then after she got used to him, she stopped coming, right? And then later on, when she did go on that Scream tour, she would want to come then because she wanted to know who all he was dealing with because she knew that Diamond, his ex, was gonna be on that tour. And at the time, he claims per little Scrappy that they were still they weren't talking at that point in time. And he claimed he felt like she should have stayed through the marriage after finding some text message of her coming to his room or whatever. And I'm looking side out like, sir, do you think somebody's gonna be dealing with that's definitely the energy is of adultery. Whether you did it or not, it does not matter. The energy is of adultery. And people have to understand the energy of things. The fact that you are talking to another woman and y'all are going to a room to be together. She's pretty. I think Bambi is an opportunist. I think so as well. And that's another thing he was bringing up because and I could have sworn I seen Bambi kiss Benzino. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about that. I don't know if he's trying to save face or what the situation is, but I know doggone well that he knew that him and Benzino had smashed Bambi. They went on to Bambi. I mean, Benzino got mad when she said he had no neck. I mean, he real sensitive about that, right? So what happened was he wound up going on to Tasha K's platform, and basically he told off on her and said that they smashed or whatever. And that she had been with more than one people, more than just him, and she had dealt with Jeezy's camp and all these kind of things. And one of the things I don't like about men, this is one of the things I don't like about men. A lot of times men will lie on, even at a grown old age as Methuselah, they will lie and say that and I'm not saying this is a lie because this is probably more than likely true, but I'm just saying just in general, I'm sure every woman here on this chat, and you can confirm with this, have not slept with certain people that people have claimed that you slept with. The men always do that. That's the first go-to. One of the first go-to is, my whole crew been with her. She slept with such and such. She been around. We passed her around, and that didn't happen. Or let's say that they claim that they slept with you and they did not. It's always one of those. I've always been lied on about I slept with this person or didn't sleep with this person. You know what I mean? I've been that my whole entire life, even when I was a virgin. Okay. The another thing that they'll say, well, you didn't smell well. You know what I mean? It's always the go-to. Women don't really tell off on men like that. Women don't be like, well, you smell, you got an odor, down there, and or we saw a ring around your drawers. She did have sex the night before the night, and then she went to Scrappy. Exactly. So I know I'm laughing my tail off. I know that's wrong. Okay, let me stop laughing. Okay, so a lot of times, that type of stuff happens, right? Again, men think for women, or they'll be like, she was trying to talk to me, and all you did was say hi. I'm telling you, literally, men and women think totally different. Because I remember a time and I know this sounds like this is every word, but it's not. I remember a time when I first, but right before I started talking to my husband, he thought I was flirting with him. I was like, I was just being nice to you. I wasn't flirting with you. I didn't even look at you like that. He was like, you did, and I was like, no. Like, men are so weird in that regards. You can say hi to them, and then all of a sudden, it's to the point now where you don't even want to. It's hard to even have a conversation with a man, or say hello, or say something nice to him, and he think you want to talk to him because that's how they bred it up. Again, men and women think differently. So let me move on, because y'all not interested in the conversation with the little Scrappy. I mean, God, let me go there and talk about other stuff besides these little decrepit creatures. Anyway, y'all ain't here for that. So anyway, just to let me close the Scrappy up. Give me a second to close it up. Be patient with me. Hear me out. So so with the situation with little Scrappy also, he just really wanted to be married, and at the end of the day he wanted to be loved, and it doesn't sound like it don't matter who he marries at this point, because he says he want to get married, just get married. And it seems like to me that a lot of times that's how a lot of women think as well. A lot of women just want a hot in the cot, and this takes us into peace, right? Sometimes people just want to be married and be loved, and not really see the value of picking the right person that is going to complement them, or that it could be a long-term marriage, or the better for worse. Sometimes people get married for the wrong reasons, and sometimes people stay in a marriage for the wrong reasons, and sometimes people leave for the wrong reasons. So it works hand in hand, and it just goes about the institution of marriage. And a lot of times people don't really listen to their vows, the vows that you said in the eyes of the creator or ancestors. And you said, hey, I I take you, I'm not flirting, it's the way I talk. Right. I have the habit of calling everyone love, men and women. Exactly. And a lot of times when uh, we say those vows when we get married, for better or worse, through sickness and in health. And then of course you make up your own vows, and you say that I'm with you forever. You know what I mean? And then you say that my husband, one part in my husband's vows were this. He said that he will find me all over again. You know what I mean? So, when she said through sickness and in health, through death do us part, and he said I will find you all over again. That really means something. That's not to be taken lightly. Vows and marriage is a very serious. It's not just a business. Yes, it is a business. Okay. And that's a lot of times people use that as an excuse. A lot of people will use that as an excuse and say, well, because it's a business, I don't want to necessarily be married. That's an excuse that a lot of times people will say. Or child support, in Chris's words, that it's a business, people getting paid them, but I feel like I'm paying for my child. Well, you had that child, right? um so let's get to reading these messages. I had to have a real conversation. That interview just provoked some type of energy within me, where I felt like it should be a discussion, right? So anyway, let me take you out with me. We're going to go down to the kitchen. I am fresh dressed, but I'm not turning this camera on because I'm going into the kitchen. And I don't want everybody looking at my stuff, okay? Let me find my house shoes. Get the Michael Kors shoes, y'all. Get y'all Michael Kors shoes on. Okay. Okay, that's Peach talking. And of course, and by this particular video, you can't cut that little thing on right now. Okay, you can't cut your iPad on until no, because I'm gonna be in there making the thing. You have to wait till I get out. Once I get out of it, then you can cut it on. Okay, so just stay up here until I'm done. Okay, and then when I'm done, I'll call you and you come down here and eat it. Okay, and then you can cut it on. And then you can cut it on. What about your wife? I'm gonna go upstairs. You ain't gonna worry about that. Okay, so you can do you. You deserve to have an actual break and lunch without me talking in your face. Anywho, y'all, apologize. I'm trying to get him squared away. Okay. So, let's talk about it. All right. So, Peach seemed to me like she got married for the wrong reasons. And because she got married for the wrong reasons, and not only did she get married for the wrong reasons, and she did not understand or a relationship. I don't know if she's legally married because some say that she's legal, and I'm not going to look up that information because I don't feel like it. So some people will say that she got married and that she's legally married, and some people say she's common law. Whatever way she is, it is what it is, right? Whether she's physically, whether she's contract married, or did a spiritual union, or did a spiritual union, and whatever, I don't care. That's not the point. The point is that she signed up to be married to a person who basically was been dealing with her since she was a young girl. Okay? And when you have somebody like that, you gotta wonder, like, the fact that you are in your 20s and you building with somebody young like that, not a situation where y'all are legal, mature adults. You know what I mean? And if there's an age difference, that's fine. That's fine. If it's an age difference and y'all legally to be married and that kind of thing. Five Below has Chucky Dolls, Peach Twin. That is funny and mean all at the same time. And by that happening, you kind of have to side eye that whole scenario. The fact that he was dealing with her as a 16-year-old and he's in his 20s, allegedly. This is all alleged, okay? And so what that did for him is that put him in a place of authority over her, right? And so now it's kind of like it's like a father to her, right? Because she has daddy issues. It's evident that she has daddy issues because she feels like, and this is something regardless to what type of father she had, that's neither here nor there in what I'm mentioning. Okay, it matters, but it's not mattering about what I'm talking about. The point is, the bottom line is, she did not get enough attention because it was 24 of them. I mean, who got enough attention? Nobody did because it was 24 children, not 22, not 20, not 19, not 8, not 7, not 3, not 5, not 5, but 24. Can you imagine having 24 children? Can you imagine? My grandmother and a lot of my family did, but that was in Mississippi and that was during a different time. I'm talking about during the 90s, during the 2000s. Hell no, absolutely. That is crazy to have a child at that time, to have that many dang on children. You're not gonna be able to give them all attention. Like these mommy channels that having all these children, you're not gonna be able to give all of these children love. You're not the things that they're gonna be missing, even with 3 or 4 children. You understand it? It's hard enough to do it with that. Let alone 24 children. 24 children. Come on, y'all. That's not even reasonable. That don't even make sense. 24 children. Come on now. Come on, son. Come on. Nobody can do that. Nobody can give that kind of attention. Shoot. Not even Octomom was able to do it. I don't see, and this is the thing, and I know a lot of y'all love y'all some Chrissy, and that's fine. I'm not mad at y'all. I think y'all should love who y'all want to love. I'm not tripping. I don't feel no kind of way. I'm not on no, but I'm not. I'm Swiss. You know, I'm Swiss on that. I'm Switzerland. You know. Ooh, my bad. I dropped my iPad. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh my God, that's hilarious. All because I'm trying to hold my coffee and some grapes because I got a taste for them. So my thing is this here. It's ready for you. Gamer, go get it. It's ready for you. Okay. I apologize. You're welcome, sweetheart. You see how when he said he hungry, I didn't say you just ate. Even if he just ate and he's still hungry, he gonna eat around here. He be like, Mom, I'm full. Please don't give me nothing else. Anyway, I'm back, y'all. Give me a second. I'm trying to get my iPad set back up here. That's the only thing convenient about this iPad, I swear. So a couple of things. Hold on, let me see. I gotta make sure I get this together. Okay, so the point is that he got the father. So she was trying to replace her father. This guy was more of a father to her. You tapping in, Cardis? How you doing? 7. You tapping in? Thank you so much. My grandmother had 11 children. 9 lived to adults, except for 2. In the early 1900s during the Depression. Yeah, just imagine. But see, we dealing with a different. Our grandmothers were different women in comparison to some of these folks now. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my camera on. Okay, let me make sure I look cute. All right. I feel like Benzino. I actually do have a neck, y'all. It's just this is a, it's a neck thing. Anyway, so let's get into that. All right, so let's read these text messages because this will definitely prompt. This is some good conversation. I thought this was really a great thing we were looking at now. Hold on. Let me go to where she was. Okay, let me go to where I was because I got to do it on my phone. And I can't share it because I'm on my iPad. I don't know why I can't share the videos. If somebody knows how to tell me how to share the videos from the iPad. Oh, I feel weird. Hold on, y'all. Let me fix this. Okay. I feel like Jasmine. I'm got y'all up my nose, nostrils. So let's go to maybe perhaps a recent video. Okay, where were we at? Okay. Was it alive? It was alive. There we go. Boom. Okay, so I'm gonna pause it. Okay. All right. So this is the video that she was addressing what happened to her, the fact that her mother got jumped on and at the casino, and her mama like bollywopped and basically got those hands out. So let's talk about it. All right, y'all. Sorry I didn't put nobody's screens or pictures or anything on here. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Crystal Palace, everybody. If you're in the bushes, please like the video. I know y'all didn't want me to talk hip hop and stuff like that, and y'all heard There we go. Okay. All right. I had to. Okay. All right. That works better. I don't know. When these phones get to ringing because they all sync up together, it just goes wrong. Okay. So let's finish talking. Okay. So one of the things that so again, this person must not have. Thank you. Again, this person must not have read any of the things that seen any of the videos that even Peach herself had put out. So I get it. And then a lot of times we want to always believe children, right? We pride ourselves in the society on believing children now because of what has happened to our children from the past. So we pride ourselves on that. Unfortunately, sometimes children do lie, you know. And we think about it like this. Sometimes yes, you can believe a child. It's okay to believe the child, but you still should have questions, right? Because think about it like this. I'll tell my son to go in there and go to bed, and he'll be like, okay, mommy, I'm gonna go to bed. And I walk past his room and he still got his eye open trying to sneak and watch something on TV. You know what I mean? Or I tell him, make sure you put because before he goes to bed, we make him put it on meditation. So I'm like, put it on meditation. And he'll lie and say, okay, I'm going to put it on meditation, mommy. And I go, one of us walking in, my husband and myself, we walk in there and he does not have it on meditation. He has it on Bob the Builder or something. Right? But anyway, so just kind of remember that. And then someone else states here, I believe Peach as well, but I don't like that it's on internet because later on, when this has passed, it will be a reminder because people will pass it on to the children and all the parties, so no one will be able to heal. This is a true statement. You can believe it, that's okay. But I don't, and that's my opinion. And it says, it really is a sad situation, and it is a sad situation. I believe her too and hope she can find true healing. It's no different than putting it in a book. Right. But see, if she put in a book, she might face some suing. I would sue her if it's not true. Now, another thing is that we see here in reading through the comments, it says, I hear Peaches has thorns of has thorns, I guess, of manic episodes. I hope she gets the help she needs. And the replies, because there was 12 replies to this. Okay. So it says, saying truth is psychotic, is the real psychotic. Okay. She is. This is textbook. I here for children's safety. Manic, someone says. Okay, wait a minute. You started with both of your siblings. You're obviously mad at your sister. I understand your concern, but I don't think she is having a breakdown, more like a breakthrough. She's becoming free of these people who have been using her, abusing her, and hurting her. Imagine not feeling like your mother ever loved you and only helps you if you get paid like a stranger. Wait a minute now. She did not listen. It's 7 doggone children. Wait a minute. I gotta say something now. It's 7 children. You know, that's a lot. That is a lot. And you should give that parent something. You should give them some money. You should give them food and things like that. Because what you're doing is because when your 7 children are gone, that person has to fend for themselves. So you should do that. Like anytime my bio mom keep my son, I don't know if she don't take my money, but she definitely wants some food and she deserves it, right? So I make sure that she has plenty of food. I make sure that she has plenty of food, and I knew it was you, honey. Hi, honey. Um, you home for lunch? You want me to cook something or what? Okay. Well, come here. So I have to make sure she has plenty of food. I have to make sure that everything is pretty much my son has enough food, and we want to make sure she's comfortable and she's happy and that kind of thing. So doesn't that make sense? I don't understand the thing with her saying that she's having that she shouldn't pay her. She should get paid. She should pay her mother. She should want to, which she does. But don't complain about it. Don't do anything for people and then turn around and complain about it. It makes no sense. And then she's probably not even sleeping. No, it didn't look like she's sleeping. And everybody basically said she has a manic attack. So she originally got mad because her mom said that go see your dad. She told her mom that if she keeps saying that, she was going to stop talking to her. Okay. Girl, Wood not leaving you alone because he's stupid. Wood may be a lot of things, but a fool he is not. And another thing, actions will always speak louder than words. Wood apologizes and hurts you again and again. He knows that apologies is what you like, so he tells you what you want to hear. That's a true statement. True story. How can you try to divorce somebody? All you have to do is do it. That is true. Like, it doesn't make sense. If you want to get a divorce from somebody, don't be about it, talk about it. Stop threatening somebody, because eventually they're gonna divorce you before you divorce them. It's silly. She'll be like, I want a divorce. I'm divorcing him. I went down to talk to a divorce lawyer. Then in a minute, she'll be like, well, we still together. And she'll break that down. And then it says, uh, you don't want no divorce, or else you will get one. This storyline is old. Move on, click, chick. I agree with that. It is this all this storyline is really old. It's like the whole battle with her family, the back and forth. They're back and forth. 1 minute they are all a family, the next minute they're not. And at some point in time, she does need to do, all she doing is content. I mean, this is all content for her. This is all a lot of these mommies do is content. And we're, of course, watching it, and we're going to keep talking about it, right? So I would really like to wrap up the Peach saga for today. Now, that's not saying that I won't come back later on, and we can certainly discuss. The Peach's mom and what she says. We can certainly do a reaction to that, and we can do a live reaction where we will be watching the video. But right now, we definitely want to talk about definitely looking through these comments. And the bottom line is, people have given her a lot of great advice that she can certainly take with her, that she refuses to take with her. Let me see. Okay. That she refuses to take with her. I have to put my seat down. She refuses to take with her, and so it's very questionable that she would even listen to anybody at this stage. She won't even listen to herself, and I'm sure her own personal self is telling her that she needs to leave, that she needs to get out of this alleged abusive relationship. All of her family has been saying that this is an abusive relationship. She has even told us that she's in an abusive relationship, but yet she refused to leave because she thinks, possibly in my humble opinion, and this is all alleged, that she can't find anybody else that's worth anything, or that she can't, nobody will keep track of her children because she don't like to clean up, because she says she is lazy, allegedly, and only thing she will do is wash clothes. So we definitely have to question that in our society. When is enough? For years, there is so much information and so many resources that are out there for women who are in abusive relationships, or even men who are in abusive relationships, but yet many people still stay. Many people still stay because they feel like it is what it is. They can't get out. They don't know how to get out. But it's a lot of resources out here. So if you know anybody that's in an abusive relationship, don't wait till it's too late. Don't wait till uh, they are somebody unlives them. So don't wait for that. So what we want to do is we want to reach out and get help. If you yourself are in an abusive relationship, uh, there is so much help out there. Anyway, I'm going to end the saga of reading the text messages. I know that I did talk about more about the little Scrappy situation, but I did deem it necessary to talk about. And again, this is our channel, and I think that we should not only talk about the mommyanas or the mommies of this sector, but we also should get into a conversation to go outside of that because it's a lot going on in the world that we do need to cover. Okay. But anyway, I definitely do appreciate y'all. Please like and share my video. Please let's get these numbers up. We got to go up to 2,000 now. Not only that, we have to get these numbers up. And I just only at the point don't want to play any music in the videos because of obvious reasons. Peach has likes making babies. Yes, she does. Because it gives her attention and she gets the unconditional love, and she doesn't think that she's going to be able to get that unconditional love that she would get from a child from nobody else. So the children provide that for her, and they can't turn her away or tell her she's clone. But what she doesn't understand that they will still tell her that. But anyway, sorry about one of your best friends that is unlive about her husband. I'm so sorry that happened. But let's go ahead. I'll see y'all next time. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming.